the holidays are coming up and you need your makeup to stay on all day, all the way through the night, my dears. With the holidays coming up and, well, even certain events that may be coming up, you need your makeup to last you all day and to take you all the way to the night, my dears. But you have issues with it breaking down and you just don't have that type of time, especially to reapply. You just don't have that type of time, my dears. I understand. So I'm going to show you hacks and tips how to put your makeup on and make it last all throughout the night. Now, just a little FYI, it will involve a lot of powder and setting spray. So, if you're ready to find out how I got this nice flawless look, very flawless, very matte, and very perfected, then keep watching the application of how to keep your makeup on day through the night. And of course, for skin type, just a little disclaimer, it's from normal to oily skin. See you in just a second and show you this lovely application method. Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my dears. Now today I'm going to give you my little tips and tricks to keep your makeup on all day through the night, my dears. Now it is going to involve a lot of powders and setting spray. Just a little FYI why I made the disclaimer and even on the title for normal to oily skin. So just letting you know that. But before I go into the whole tutorial and the products that I use, I just want to remind you, please consider subscribing and remember to push the little notification bell, because it will let you know when my videos are up and loaded, my dears. And remember to follow me on all of my social medias on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, and even Snapchat, because it will let you know when my videos are up and loaded, my dears. Now, let's go straight into the video of the tutorial of how I got this lovely, well, all day lasting, flawless application. Alright, my dears. I already have my brows done. I have a little bit of eyeshadow on. I have a little bit, if you're wondering, a little bit curious, I do have some Makeup Geek with a mixture of Physician's formula eyeshadows and of course the Hourglass mascara. So just, you know, just in case you were curious, even though Physician's formula right now is coming out with like this big box of all their collections, I'm thinking about getting a review in it. Comment below if you want me to get it and review it and maybe do a look with it. Just let me know, comment below. Alright, so I'm trying to get a lot of my hair out of my face. Today it is, what day is this? Tuesday morning? Yeah, Tuesday morning. And Texas, surprisingly, it's 68 degrees, so it's not cold, it's not hot, it just has a little bit of wind in there. Just a little bit of wind. That's why I have a little bit of long sleeve, and I haven't worn this in a while, but I love the colors on it, just saying. Alright, let's go straight to the face. Now, my face has already been washed. I already have toner, moisturizer, all that's already done. Already applied, I already gave it some time, it's already into my skin because I did my eye makeup hints. So, the first thing, what I would recommend, of course, nothing's going to change on this part, go ahead and adding primer. Pick your desired primer. For today's primer, I'm going to be using the Want Your Beauty Glow Ahead Illuminating Face Oil. And I'm going to put this all over the face. Like I said, this portion, and I do mean this portion, is normal. And then also, this is just me being extra, it's not necessary. I would like to smooth out my under eyes just a tad. So, I'm also going to include my Makeup Forever Step 1 Skin Equalizer, the smoothing primer. I'm going to put it some on the nose and underneath my eyes. Like I said, this is not necessary, this is just me being extra. And also, I'm trying to go through all my products just for, you know, before they expire. Alright, and that's all I'm going to be doing for the primer. As you can tell, being particular on the primers right now. But like I said, me, it's your personal preference. Okay, and then this is the part that I need you to really pay attention. It's going to be completely different, unusual than all of my other makeup tutorials. All makeup tutorials I've ever done, and any makeup look you've seen me do. Because I only do this, and I mean rarely, and I do this only with really extremely rare occasions. Let's say a holiday parties or whatsoever, but you're not going to have the time, or even a show, or have the time to really have that buffer to get ready and then go to the actual occasion. You need your makeup to really stay, or you're just going to be out completely all night. Let's say you're in Vegas or something, and you need your makeup to, you know, not fade away. This is what I'm talking about. Alright, so next, here's the weird part, but you'll love it. I need you to select your lightest, fluffiest, is that an English word? the most fluffy powder that you have, but light. It cannot be heavy, something light. So, and it's very important because you're going to be using powder quite a bit for this bulletproof makeup to not be, just letting you know. Okay, in today's light powder, I'm going to be using the Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder and 20 Light Medium. And I'll be using my Tarte Fluffy Blush. And basically, you're not going to put this all over the face. No, my dears. Even though this is going to be, like I said, very odd because I'm putting this before foundation, you're going to be like, girl, what are you doing? But actually, this is one of the reasons why I say this is not going to be good for people for dry to extra dry skin because it involves a lot of powder. So I'm actually going to take whatever's on the cap here. In there, you don't need a lot. You really don't. So I'm trying to tap off my brush as much as possible. And honestly, put it where your oils mostly tend to come. Like for instance, it could be right between the eyebrows. This method is mostly used to battle the oils that come in your skin because you know, once the oil comes busting through, makeup starts to break down. So this is one of the ways to kind of help. Now, if you have the type of oily skin, that's the type to where you're oily everywhere, no matter where it is, then put this all over your face. But if it's just in certain sections that tends to break down, then put it there. Like for me, if it breaks down, it's going to be the nose, which is I think the majority, the nose. On top of my lip, it may be in between my forehead. That's it. Because the rest, like I said, I don't really have oils that bust out, but just in case. So you're going to put this lightly, just FYI, lightly. Don't do this like you normally would do, lightly on the places that you're going to be oily. And that's basically all you're gonna put in the parts that are gonna bust through later in the day that you're trying to combat it. So, and then next will be kind of normal. Then you're gonna go straight with foundation. Today's foundation, I'll be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Luminous Foundation in 270C. If you're curious about this, I did do a full review and a wear test with this on this video right over here. And I'll also put it down in the description below, just in case you haven't seen it and you can check it out. So I'm gonna put this all over my face. And in case you didn't mention it, like on the powder, don't put it underneath the eyes. Just low FY, just don't. Then you're gonna put this all over the face. I usually like to put it right on the brush and slowly just put your foundation on as usual. My dears, and that's basically all the foundation I'll be putting on. And then of course, like I said, the next step is the normal, usual. For now, it's gonna be usual. Is I'm gonna go ahead and apply my concealer. And today's concealer, I'll be using the Maybelline Age Rewind in the shade 20R Neutral. Now, we're gonna stop for a moment. And the reason I say we stop is because normally you're going to use your beauty blender. You saw nothing. Normally you would go ahead and start blending with your beauty sponge all over just to blend the concealer in. But remember, this is bulletproof. And bulletproof is going to require things to be a little bit more full coverage. So actually what I would say, wait about, I would say about 2 minutes, let it sit. Yeah, I know that could be quite unnerving until it went into 2 minutes and then actually blend. So let's wait 2 minutes, my dears, 2 minutes. Alright, my dears, that's been about 2 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and use my beauty blender and start blending everything in. You see how nice and flawless that just blended beautifully, and it gave me lots and lots of coverage, didn't it? And then we're actually going to set everything. This section is actually the same. You're going to go ahead and use, at least for my sake, I'm going to be using the same powder. And I prefer whatever is actually on a cap and instead of the actual packaging because it's a lot less. And remember, even though this is a bulletproof makeup, we're going to be using a lot of powder. but very lightly, because remember earlier we went ahead and put primer, and then on the oily places that apply to you, of course, that bust out later, we went ahead and put the same powder. So this one, we're gonna set the entire face. You remember the word, lightly. Now my whole face is completely powdered. Now I think I mentioned this at the beginning of the video, so I do apologize, but why I chose an illuminating foundation is because we're going to be using lots and lots of powder, which is going to lower down the shininess, so it kind of balances itself out, because I figure if you put a very matte foundation on top of powder and matte, it may actually defeat the purpose. So just letting you know. So now that we went ahead and put in powder, not only did we set the face, but it's tons and tons of powder, my dear. It's tons of powder. Then the next thing you're gonna do, and then put the rest of the products on your face that you usually do, whether it's just highlight, bronzer, blush, everything like me. And I'll be showing you the products that I'm putting on my face, and then we'll come back and I'm gonna show you the rest of the stuff that would actually help, that would keep everything completely bulletproof. All right, so let me put the rest of the products on my face. As you saw, I went ahead and put bronzer and blush on, and what I'm gonna do is actually going ahead and using the Anastasia Dewy set. I know we're doing this a little bit before, but remember the pattern that we're gonna be doing for bulletproof makeup is quite different. So we're gonna go ahead and set the face. Like I said, I'm gonna be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dewy setting mist. Place it all over the face because we're not done, my dears. Oh no. And then we're gonna let it dry. And then don't let it completely dry. If you still feel a little bit wetness, good. The next step, I'm actually going to be using this bottom portion of this brush, the It Cosmetics. Here I'm going to be using this for highlighter. This is the same two-piece brush from It Cosmetics. I used this for the foundation earlier. And I'm actually going to be going into this palette. Now this is the palette because I kind of got a lot of the pants out. I got this from Physician's Formula little packet on this packet right over here, and they still have it on sale. And they still have it on their website, by the way, and I did a full video review of all the products. I'll also put it down in the description below with this highlighter right over here. It's very creamy. And I'm going to put this all over the cheeks, the bridge of the nose, and in my inner corners as highlight. Oh, and if you're wondering why I'm using the beauty blender or sponge, it's because especially with this particular highlight, it is a little bit creamier, and so it's a good way to blend it into the skin. That way it can go into the skin like the sun really did kiss you, you know? Also, a little FYI about the beauty blender, when you go after, it really helps the makeup stay in place. Like, it really does. And it also makes you look more natural. I know we're using tons of product and we're talking about natural. I know, right? And then I'm going to put a little bit, just a tad of, I'm going back into the Sugar Peach palette, just a touch of this, and I'm going to show you a different thing that I'm going to do. Not only will it give you intensity, it will help your highlight stay, because if you have issues with your highlighting staying, this next trip is going to be fantastic for you. So you're going to, for me, I'm going to put it right here. And then I'm actually going to use setting spray right here. I know your oily skin people are like, why are we putting so much setting spray? Number one, it will help from oils busting through, but you're also telling your skin like, yeah, you're staying in place. See how that just melts into the skin? It's beautiful. Okay, now you have that nice glow going on. Remember, I even love that cream from Physician formula. I love it. You're gonna do this next step, which you're gonna be like, girl, remember what I said about a lot of powder? We're gonna go back into the powder. Like I said, for today I'm using the Fit Me powder. I'm gonna go back into this and the same thing, lightly, and I do mean lightly. You're gonna actually powder your entire face, lightly. As you can tell, you are nice matte, and also with this much powder, believe it or not, it leaves your skin more perfected than what it actually is. And well, if we're going to be out all night, of course we want to tell people our skin is perfect. We have no issues whatsoever, right? Of course not. No issues. Like for me, I have no rosacea, sunspots. Oh no, I'm erased. I'm all perfect. And then of course, you're going to set your face again. And then you're gonna let it dry. Okay, my dears, as while it is drying, we're gonna go ahead and put on lipstick. Today I'll be using this Melt and Old Rose. And I actually gave you my review on this on my last video, I believe, on the holiday packet that says the next big thing. This video right over here, and I'll also put it down in the description below. And I'm gonna put this all over my lips. And also, just a little trick for bulletproof lips would be, of course, go ahead and lip line your lips at the current moment. I don't exactly have the right shade to put lip liner underneath. And then we're gonna do some extra steps, just watch. But preferably get a lipstick that's non-transferable, because that would help the situation. And then use your setting spray again and actually go ahead and set your lips. Let that dry. Okay, and then believe it or not, the next step is go ahead and use the same powder brush that you used, to set your face and your makeup. And the last bits of powder that you have there, go ahead and put it lightly on your lips. I know this tip is gonna feel so weird, but trust me, if you touch your lips, matte. And then, because it did kind of dye the color, add some more lipstick on. And then of course, go ahead and tap it with any additional powder you may have left. Set it. Okay, and then from there you can either just leave it alone, you're nice and matte and you're good, or I'm actually gonna be using a little bit of this color and just tapping it in the middle of my lips. And then I'm gonna be using the lip gloss Nearly Nude from Iconic London, and I'm gonna put this all over the lips. Alright, my loves, and then of course, in case you haven't exactly caught everything quite yet, you see the nice and shininess, right? We're gonna set your whole face. And that is everything that you need to do to have that bulletproof makeup. Now, let's go over everything one more time, shall we? First, prime your skin as you usually would do. Then use powder, a very light powder, to just put it in a place that your oils are gonna bust through. A lot of people's issues, not everybody, but the majority of people's issues is around the nose. As I indicated, today I put it around my nose, in between my eyebrows there, and on top of my lips. That's it. And then you put foundation on top of that, my dears. And then you put in the rest of your products on your face, and then you're gonna be setting your entire face with powder again, and then you're gonna use your favorite setting spray on top, leave everything in there, highlight. If you have any cream, help mix it with a beauty blender or a particular sponge. Powder, setting spray. Your lips the same way. Powder, setting spray, even put a little bit of gloss. And that's basically your bulletproof makeup. Now, I understand like this, I wouldn't recommend this for every day because so much powder, you don't want it to, cause any allergies or your skin just get, no, don't. But it leaves your skin absolutely flawless and just beautiful radiance, don't it? Now you guys are seeing why this is for normal to oily skin. So if you enjoyed these type of hacks, tips, kind of tutorials, please let me know, comment below, and I'll be more than happy to give you more of those as as we go on the next couple of videos, because I do have lists of things I gotta do and I can add it to the list. And I thought this was, you know, a nice and helpful, especially with the holidays coming on. Sometimes you're with family all day, or you're gonna be at a party, you're gonna be all night, and having tips like this can be extremely helpful. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope you enjoyed the video and found it very helpful. So right before we leave, I just have one last thing to say. Be safe, be kind, be careful. I love you, I miss you, and I'll see you on the next video.